Yes, that's right. They are going to allow Scott Hammer and I to broadcast the video games this fall. And I hope we do a good job for you because I'm excited about it. I'm sure the kids are excited about it, having it on the radio. So Scott did a great job last night. Unfortunately, I had to work. Had to do my day job last night. So, yeah, Scott did a great job. He did the color. He did the play-by-play. It was just a scrimmage, so it was kind of hard to follow like a regular game, but did a great job. I heard a lot of it on the radio last night. Learning quickly, it's complicated on this end to try to do it, but Slick Willie's going to be calling in here. Should be any minute now. He said at 5 after the hour, so we're going to have a live remote from Fulton at the car show over there, and sounds like the weather's turning out nice. It's stopped raining. The cars are showing up, and they're having a pretty good turnout. But until he calls, let's run down a little. First of all, we got Ashley Davis in the studio. How we doing, Ashley?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All-state catcher for the EP Panthers. So we're doing an all softball show today, mixed in with a little cheese pizza for the local bands, and we're gonna have a good show today. So actually, gonna go down. Cubs lose a heartbreaker last night in 11 innings. The game ended around, I think it was like 1:45, 1:30, something like that. They had a long rain delay. Is that Slick Willie? Is he on the line? All right, sorry about that. Anyway, game got started. I think they had like a 2-hour rain delay. Game got started late, and Ryan Raber doubled in right field, trailing six. The Rockies were trailing 6-5 going in the bottom of the 11th when Nick Hundley scored, and Rayburn scored after Javier Baez's throwing error. So, man, the loss drops the Cubs to still a major league leading 77-44. It's hard to believe that this is a Cubs. You know, you've got all the acronyms, all the jokes about them. You know, the June swoon, the Cub stands for completely useless by September, but none of those are actually going to happen this year, folks. They've got to be close to almost clinching already. The Cardinals are in second place, and they're nowhere near behind them. I think they're but I think they're 13 games behind them. But the lovable losers are dominating yet again. They had a little slump just before the All-Star game, but they're back on top and it seems to have it all set on cruise control. So we'll go down a little more baseball here in a second, but we have Slick Willie on the line, and we're going to go live to Fulton. Bill, are you there?
I'm finding holes in your interview, huh?
What's that? Yeah. Coach Nelson just left, and we've got Ashley here, our own Erie all-state catcher, coming up here in a minute. So we got time to check in with you out in Fulton.
Okay, all right. Great day over here. We've got a cloud cover. It hasn't rained a drop here all day, so it's nice and cool. The sun's not beating down. We just had a double-ended 55 Chevy roll in. Looks like it's going either way. Got front ends on both ends of the car, and it's decked out in Hawkeye colors.
Oh, so, you had me until the Hawkeyes.
I know, I figured that, but it does say Hawkeyes on the side. But pretty unique ride. Yeah, so you need to come over here. There are just some beautiful cars over here. We're right here in close to the downtown in Fulton, and we're at the First Reformed Church at 510 15th Avenue. You just take the main drag there towards the North Bridge, and you'll see the car show signs, and got all kinds of great food and stuff here too. All the proceeds all go to benefit the Fulton School. So come on down here, even if you don't have a car, you just want to check out some neat cars. Come on down and check them out. If you're a car guy, it's not going to rain. We got convertibles and stuff here with the T-tops off and stuff. It's not going to rain here. I checked the radar. There's no rain in sight. A lot of it down towards the cities and stuff, but nothing here. And you can still register till noon for about another hour. So grab the car, get on down here. It only costs you $10 to get in. And it's a great show going on here. So we'll send it back to you, Mort, and hope to see you guys out here over at Fulton at the First Reformed Church.
All right, thanks, Slick Willie.
Okay.
Head on over to the car show.
Yeah, we'll talk to you again about 11:30.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Head on over to the car show in Fulton. All the proceeds go to the Fulton School District, so it's for a good cause. And, yeah, make sure you get on over there and get a good look at the car show if you don't want to get your vehicle in it. thought about, I got a 76 Pacer with some front end damage. I thought about putting that in there, but I'm not sure about it. I don't want to walk away with all the prizes. Anyway, getting back to a little baseball. Cubs are best team in baseball according to their record. I highly doubt that they're going to fall off. It's not going to be like 1969 where they were, I think, 20 games in front of the quote-unquote amazing Mets with 30 games to go and they end up losing. But this is the real thing. Whether they win the World Series or not, that's left to be seen. But I got a feeling they're definitely going to win the Central and go on from there. The Cardinals did the exact opposite last night. They actually beat the Phillies in 11. Reyes gets the save, and O records his third win as the Phillies led 2-0 going into the ninth inning, and Cardinals came back, scored 2 in the ninth, and later won it in the 11th, 4-3. So Cardinals and the Cubs, first and second. I know it's hard to believe, but they definitely are. Chapman got the loss from last night for the Cubs, so he actually wasn't on his game, but he'll be back and he'll be do well. Unfortunately, the Southsiders dropped a big one to the Athletics last night, 9-0. The Astros topped the Orioles 15-8. The Fish beat up on the Bucks 6-5. Red Sox over the Tigers 10-2. Dodgers drop one to the Reds 9-2. Rangers over the Rays 6-2. Indians topped the Blue Jays 3-2. Nationals over the Braves 7-6. Royals over the Twins 5-4. Yankees over the Angels in a big one 7-0. I love watching the local teams win, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the White Sox, etc. But man, I hate seeing the Yankees win. It's just year in, year out. Anyway. Mariners 7, Brewers 6. Giants over the Mets 8-1. Padres over the D-backs 7-4. And that is it for the Major League Baseball last night. But we are joined now by Ashley Davis. How are we doing, Ashley?
Good.
Good. All righty. Ashley's a catcher for the EP Panthers. Yeah. And unfortunately for Coach Nelson, who just left here, and I quote, she didn't graduate.
Nope. One more year.
One more year to go. You were All-State this year in 2A?
Yes.
And, man, you guys had a really good season. Do you remember what your record was?
I know that we won. I think we went 20-6. Yeah, we went 20-6, and it was a really good season. 20-6.
You went. How far did you go in regionals?
We made it to the regional championship.
And you lost to Morrison, if I remember.
Lost to Newman.
Lost to Newman. That's right. We were talking earlier. This conference is unbelievable. You've got the Morrisons who has placed. Morrison Mustangs have placed, 3 or 4 times in the last 10 years. Rock Ridge just got third this year. You guys are always, it seems like every year in, year out, you're winning, 15 to 20 games and doing real well. And the conference is just, it's hard to rise and shine above everybody else because everybody is that tough.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year, we in our regionals, we had Morrison, we had Alleman, and they ended up winning. And then in my sophomore year, that was the first time that Alleman wasn't in our conference anymore, and then we had Morrison. So. Yeah,
Alleman won state that year?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it was one of those where they beat Morrison it was a regional championship game, and I'm pretty sure that Morrison probably would have placed high if not won the whole thing themselves, but unfortunately they ran into a buzzsaw with Alleman.
Yeah.
So in the Quad Cities is a hotbed for softball. I mean, this is the quintessential softball mecca, if you will, for the Quad Cities. So you got one more year left. How many girls did you lose off the team this year to graduation?
Ooh, we lost 8.
You lost 8?
Yeah, we lost 8. We lost our pitcher,
Kylie Ackerman.
Yeah, we lost Kylie, Delaney Tegler, Emily Cox, Stephanie Thulin, Alicia Stout, Addie Glassburn, Chelsea Carver.
Wow, so you've lost.
Yeah, we've lost a lot.
A huge part of your team. However, you do have. I mean, you're coming back. You're All-State catcher. You've got how many more juniors do you have coming up that are going to be seniors this year? Well, actually, not going to be. You guys have actually started school. So, yeah. How many seniors do you have on the team this year?
I'm not exactly sure because we've had some that are coming back, some that might not be. But it's always every year you have people either quitting or not coming back, or people that are coming back, new people that haven't played for a while coming in. So I'm not really sure on the number of what we're going to have, but I know that we're going to have a lot.
You had a pretty strong freshman class this year, did you not?
Yeah.
You got quite a few athletes. Who's your backup pitcher? Was a freshman, wasn't she?
Yeah, Calissa Steele.
Calissa Steele. So she's coming back. Who else do you have coming back? What starters do you have coming back? I realize you've lost 8 girls. And
we have Dina Johnson coming back. She played center field. We have Calissa coming back. We have Becca Ryan coming back. Not really sure. And can't think of any names off the top of my head about who's coming back. But
now, just to digress a little bit, a couple years ago, you were on an ASA team that won state?
Yes. Rock River Sluggers. It was going into my freshman year, I believe.
14U or?
Yeah, 14U.
14U.
Yeah. So we ended up winning state down in Peoria.
How many girls from the area? Are they all from the area? Or?
We actually have a lot of girls from different areas. We have a lot from like the Iowa side. It's almost half and half. We've got some girls from Davenport West, Davenport North, and then Dina Johnson actually plays on my team, and so does Becca Ryan. So
how'd you guys do this year?
We did pretty good. We got 3rd at state, A-State at the Louisville Slugger Complex, and then we got 13th out of 41 at Nationals in Kansas City.
Not bad at all. So what are you known for? You're a catcher? Are you known for, throwing runners out? Or is it your stick? What?
I feel like I'm known more for my bat
More for your
than
bat?
from behind the plate.
You, how many home runs did you hit this year?
High school ball, I only hit 2. This year wasn't really a home run hitting season for me, but
that must have been the early season because Troy's Facebook, every time you hit one, it was on there, and it seemed like the start of the season. I'm thinking, man, at this rate, she's going to hit like 40.
No, I didn't hit too much. I hit one at Nationals, and I didn't have too many. But
what was your average this year?
For high school ball, it was like 484.
So you're almost batting 500.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not bad at all. If you don't follow baseball or softball, a 300 average is pretty darn good, and you're almost double that. So that's pretty good average. So we're gonna be right back. We're gonna play a few more commercials and play a song or two, and we'll be back with Ashley. That's right. It's Mort Sports Corner. I'm Clark Mortensen, and we are sponsored by the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. FCA is the heart and soul of sports. If you've never been over to Dan Pearson's page, make sure you get over there. It's at illiwa.fca.org. Illiwa.fca.org. Sorry about that. I bumped the... Anyway, get over there. Check it out. Dan does a great job. He's got one, I think he just put it up this morning on Geneseo football, so make sure you get on over there. They kicked off their Fellowship of Christian Athletes breakfast yesterday. I saw that on Facebook, and if you don't go to Geneseo and you've got a chapter at your school, I suggest you go ahead and get involved with the FCA. That's a great organization. If you don't have one, look into getting one started in your school. So check it out. As the promo just read, we are going to be announcing all the football games for the Erie Provincetown Panthers starting next week at Provincetown. At Provincetown against Bureau Valley. Man, it's going to be a barn burner. They have a quarterback over there who I've talked to his dad, and we're going to try to get him on the show. Mr. Davis is a 2-time 7-on-7 national champ at quarterback for Bureau Valley. The kid is a gunslinger. The kid is awesome. It's worth the price of admission just to go watch him. Unfortunately for him, his first game out of the chute this year is against EP, so he's going to suffer a loss the first week, but maybe they can go 8-1 after that and make it to playoffs and go deep because they're not in the same class as us, but they're 2A, I believe, and we're 3A. But anyway, make sure you get to that game and bring a handheld radio and listen to us at the same time as you watch it. If you're not able to go, tune in to 105.5 and listen to the game. And if you don't live in the listening area, make sure you check us out at WQUDFM.com. That's WQUDFM.com. And stream us, and we'll be playing it. I know a lot of Erie and Provincetown grads that I know that don't live in the area. They're definitely going to be listening and tuning in. So Man, it's going to be nice. First game out of the chute is it's going to be a good one. Bureau Valley's got a heck of a quarterback. If you remember last year, every time Dylan Binion touched the ball, it seemed like it was a touchdown one end, and then when Mr. Davis got the ball, it was a 60 yards on a dead sprint on the wrong, over the wrong side of the field, hitting the guy in stride. The guy is unbelievable. He's got of course, his dad was Spencer Davis. From Tampico back in the 80s. If you remember the Tampico heydays, Spencer was one heck of an athlete, and he's the coach over at Bureau Valley, and his son Blake is the quarterback. And it's going to be a great show. So we're going to have Slick Willie call us in here in a few minutes, and we're going to do our live remote from the Fulton show, car show over there. If you've haven't had a chance yet, get on over there. He said that there hasn't been a drop of rain yet over there. So even if it's nothing other than just to go to the car show to keep dry because everywhere else is raining, get on over there. So put your car in. I believe he said till noon, right? 9 to noon was registration. So it's only $10. It goes to the Fulton schools, and we'll go from there. We've got, until he calls, we've got Ashley in the studio. When did you first realize, or how did they contact you as far as your All-State award?
It wasn't really like a contacting type thing. It was more or less posted on Facebook, and you saw it on Facebook, and you looked through the names, and then I was on there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
That's
cool.
nice. Did you have any idea you were, even up for it?
No, I had no clue.
All conference, all 3 years, correct?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Sophomore and junior year.
Yes.
Have you been the starting catcher all 3 years though?
My freshman year, I was kind of brought up in the middle of the season. I was just kind of a backup to Kaylee Kavorik.
Okay.
But it was really nice to get the feel for like the varsity feel of being at the next level. And my sophomore year, I was brought up full time. And as a senior coming in, you're one of the senior leaders. What do you have to tell the girls? I mean, are you a vocal on the field team leader, or you follow me, this is what I do, and this is how we do it? It kind of varies sometimes, but I feel like we have lost a lot. We've lost a lot of seniors and a lot of talent, but we have some coming up, and if our team is going to work hard enough and they're going to practice as hard as they can, I believe that we could be unstoppable. Now,
what are your plans? You're only a senior, so it's just the start of your year, but do you know what you want to do next year?
Yes, I got accepted in July to Missouri S&T.
Are you going to be playing softball?
Yeah, I want to play softball there at least 1 year, see how the homework load is. And
they're NCAA Division...
They're Division II.
They're Division II. So it's a pretty big school.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be competing with some of the better around, and with your ASA background. And softball is one of those sports, and there's not many of them out there, but I think you get most of your, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you get most of your recognition and most of your exposure from the summer levels in the ASA, do you not?
Yes, you get more exposure definitely in travel ball because coaches come more to those bigger tournaments, and
yeah, when they can go, watch Erie play Newman, they can only see 12 girls. Not 12 girls, what am I thinking? There are about 20 girls competing at the same time, where if they go to one of those national tournaments, they're seeing thousands of girls compete. So, yeah, it's a something that if you want the exposure and you want the to go to college and get any kind of scholarship. Are you getting a scholarship yet, or do you know? Or
I don't know yet. We are getting a package, or like a packet, in September, and that can be for me to officially sign for it and set up classes. So.
What area of Missouri is that in?
It's in Rolla, Missouri.
Oh, by St. Louis, just south of St. Louis. So you're going to become a Cardinal fan, is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm already a Cardinal fan.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, you got that under control. I think you're the first Cardinal fan I've had on here. I usually get the dirty looks when we start going down the scores and I start talking about my Cardinals, and they're like the Cubs. I shouldn't say that. I had Coach Carlo on, and I was ripping on the Yankees, and he goes, "Don't forget I am from the Upper East Coast." I'm like, uh-oh. I got a world champion power lifter on here, and I'm making fun of his New York Yankees. So, well, good. I'm glad to hear that you're a Cardinal fan. So you got that going for you in life. You're going to be pretty successful in that. And I've got Uncle Tim looking at me. I'm sure he's a Cardinal fan or a Cub fan.
My dad's a Cub fan.
Your dad's a Cub fan?
He's going to be 95, and he said they better hurry up.
Yeah, they better hurry up. So, I mean, I'm nowhere near spring chicken anymore myself, and we got to see if the Cubs are actually going to win one of these years. But anyway, we'll get back. How long have you been playing softball?
I've been playing since I was 6. I went right into intermediate league right in town here. I didn't really get to start out where as most kids did in t-ball. I mean, we moved around a lot, and then we finally came here and we kind of settled. So this is where I started. And then about 6th grade, I got offered the opportunity to play on an ASA team. And then by the time I was in 8th grade, we had made our own team and been on that team ever since.
What was the team you played on in 6th grade?
It went from the Mississippi Maniacs, and the next year was the QC Maniacs, and it was just done.
It was just
it's gone.
Just folded. So you got to play as some of my kids say. You got to play over there with the horse, in that small diamond over there where they've got the horse next to the diamond here in town. If you've never been to a game here in town for the little girls from I think 6 to 8-year-olds, they've got a diamond over there, and they've got a horse next to it, and I think most of the kids spend more time playing with that horse than they do softball. But what do you enjoy most about softball?
It's really nice to like meet new people from other areas. But during like the game, it's really fun to compete with people that you've never seen before. So like state and nationals, when you go places, it's really nice to like hear of like teams that you've never heard of before, and it's really nice to play them. It's just nice to play other teams that you haven't heard of before because it's different. It's just different, and you get better teams and you get better experience out of it.
Did you guys play the Heartland Havoc this year?
Yes, we played them once.
They're national champs. Are you 18U?
No, we're going to be 18U this year. We were 16U last year.
Oh, so you didn't play their national championship team?
No.
Okay. Is that the one, I believe Brian Meriden coaches one of them. Is that the same team, or? I'm
not sure.
I just don't understand. I've never realized that, like, there's a lot of those programs with the Milan Aces and the Heartland Havoc, and some of those, they have numerous teams, and you could be playing for their 18U A team or their 18U B team, or, I didn't realize they had that many players and that many. I mean, it's no wonder that the Quad City area is the just deep strength we have, He was talking about people wanting to go up to Chicago to play for elite teams. I don't think it gets better than right here in the Quad Cities for softball, especially in the Midwest. Maybe you can go out east or down south and you'll run into teams that play all year round because of the nice weather. But, man, for the Midwest, I think the Quad Cities is where it's at and where it's happening. Yeah. Where all have you been for ASA?
I've obviously been in the Quad Cities. We've been to Dubuque, which isn't really far, but we've gone to Indiana, Kansas City, Peoria. That's mainly where we play. We used to go to Indiana all the time, but and then like in the winter, we play in the domes in Indiana and Fort Wayne, and we played in Peoria.
There's one in St. Louis too, I think, isn't there?
We haven't played there yet.
You haven't played there? I know my niece, Brooke, used to play ASA, and they went down there, start of every year, they went down to St. Louis and played in the Dome, and that was pretty cool, pretty neat. But for people that aren't into ASA, they don't realize that it's not just you pack up your stuff and you go to the game and you get done with the game and you come home. I mean, you're gone for 2, 3, 4 days because these tournaments last, how long? What's the longest tournament you had?
Ooh, the longest one that we had was probably the year that we won state, the nationals that we went to, we were gone for a week.
And that was the one in...
It was in Indiana.
Oh, that was in Indiana?
Yeah.
In Indianapolis?
No, we were in, I think we were around Fort Wayne.
Oh, Fort
Wayne,
is where
we were at. But yeah, open ceremony started at like Monday. You started playing on like Tuesday.
And if you keep winning, like apparently you did, you're going to be playing all week long.
Yeah, I think we made it to either Friday or Saturday.
And have you ever played in the national tournament here in Moline?
No. We've always gone away for nationals.
Is that 12 and under?
For
Moline.
I think they have all age groups.
They do have all age. Oh, okay. I always thought that was a specific age group. And there you go again. That the ASA brings that national tournament here every year because they do so well because we have such a following for softball here in the Quad Cities. But when you when you head off to college and everything, are you wanting to stay catcher? Have you ever played a different position? Is catcher it?
When I was younger, I tried to be a pitcher, and that was kind of my moment where I was like, all right, I'm just going to be a catcher because I can't pitch. So I became that.
All righty. We're going to cut off to Slick Willie, who's out in Fulton right now, and we're going to see how they're doing out at the car show. Slick Willie, are you there?
Yeah.
How's it going out there?
Oh, it's spitting a little rain, but we're doing good. You ready to go on?
I'm ready to go on. What time do you guys go till today?
It's supposed to go till 3 o'clock, 3:30, so we'll see how the weather does. Like I say, it's spitting a little bit of rain up here right now, but...
All right, well, you're on. Just tell us what's going on.
Sorry, I had to cough there first. Oh, we got a great show. We got, 30, 40 cars up here. A lot of nice old cars up here for you guys listening that just want to stop by and check out the cars. You don't even have to have a car to, come here and check them all out. We got great food. We got door prizes. Just there's all kinds of stuff. All the money goes for the Fulton schools, and it's just a great event. Come on up here to the church. This is the First Reformed Church right here just off the main drag going into, say you're going to go to the bridge. It's right before the bridge on the left-hand side. And like I said, all the benefits from this go to the Fulton School. So you're helping out a good cause. Come up here. You can buy a T-shirt for the event. Come up here and check out the cars. Man, there's some nice cars out here. So like I say, it's spitting a little bit of rain. Now it's let up. So no harm, no foul. And everybody's just out here enjoying it. These cars have been wet before. They all sat on a car lot at one point, or they've all been washed at one point. So the rain's not going to hurt them one bit. You don't mind getting a little, it's like I say, it's just kind of misting, sprinkling up here. So come on up and enjoy the show. And we'll talk to you just right about 12 o'clock when you get done. So how's your interviews going there, Mort?
They're going well. They're going well. I was just talking to Uncle Tim here. He's running the engineer, so I could figure things out a little bit. But just thinking about bringing my 75 Pacer down there. It's got a little front end damage, but I'll be all right, right?
Yeah. We don't mind deer damage. So
there you go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be out there down there till 3 o'clock, and
till about 3:30, unless we get completely rained out, which I don't think is going to happen. So.
All right, so you'll be calling in one more time around noon?
Yeah,
right.
Right after noon. So.
Can't wait to hear from you.
Okay, all right, Mort, back to you.
Thank you. All right. Anyway, back to Ashley. Sorry about that. Got a good car show for a good cause down there in Fulton running today, so we'll make sure we get down there. What's your fondest memory you've had in softball?
In softball, winning state was a huge thing for us. Because we never thought we would make it that far. We've always wanted to, but we never thought we could. But then when we finally did, it was one of the better memories that I've had.
How many teams would be in that tournament? What are we looking at as far as winning state?
There was 25 at state.
But you have to get into qualifiers to make it there, don't you?
It's kind of ASA is kind of a little bit different. You just have to. There's specific tournaments that you have to win. There's points for. If you do NSA, U-Trip, or ASA, you get points from how far you make it in tournaments, and that kind of helps you qualify for state and nationals.
Now, if you make it to a national tournament, is it an ASA tournament, is it a U-Trip tournament, or is it all of those combined that kind of come into one?
No, it's each organization has different things, so each of them has their own different set of rules, I wouldn't say softball rules, but jewelry and stuff like that. They have different rules for all that stuff. But they're just different organizations. Some are stricter than others about different things. So, yeah, they're completely different. They all hold their state and their national tournaments in completely different places.
So is it feasible that you guys could play in an ASA tournament and then go play in a U-Trip the next week and play in different or go to a couple different national tournaments? Yeah,
we jumped around for a while. I'm pretty sure we played ASA for a couple tournaments, and then sometimes we play NSA and then U-Trip. And Yeah, we would just move around. We mostly went to U-Trip for state nationals.
Do you what do you do in the off season other than, I mean, there is really no off season because you're playing either ASA or you're playing IHSA, but either way you've got some off season. Do you train in the off season for softball, or is once ASA and IHSA is done, you're done for a while?
It depends. Sometimes I'm like, if I didn't have that great of a season, I'm working more on like my batting or my catching. If there's something that wasn't right that season, I've also been working it throughout the season. But sometimes, like, softball, you just have a lot of softball that you're just like, I just want to be done for a little bit. Like these past 3 weeks, I mean, we just started up practice again for travel ball, and these past 3 weeks I've really haven't done anything.
And that's good. You get to sit back and relax for a little bit. You've had a long season. Your season probably starts, February? Indoor practices?
Yeah, we have indoor practices usually in like January too. We have January and February. And that's when open gyms start for high school. And then once March hits, you have to be done with ASA or just travel softball in general, because you can't play travel and IHSA at the same time. And then you have high school season, and then once high school season's done, you're starting up traveling ball. So. And
then travel ball probably just got over a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it just got over, but we usually play in the fall season, then we play a couple tournaments in the winter.
So there is no break for you. This 3-week break is probably all you're going to get until, you graduate.
Yeah. So, I mean, it does take up a lot of your time, but then again it doesn't. Like you have free time in between, and it's not like you're doing softball every single day. You practicing like twice a week, and then you have a tournament on the weekend. So I mean, your weekends are gone, but you still have a lot of time during the week to have fun and just relax.
So who are your coaches on IHSA level?
IHSA, that would be Coach Eller Brock. We had Coach Jeremy Johnson.
He's not coaching anymore?
No, he. Troy's gonna be helping, and then on the fresh off level, like we have Coach Maurer, and we have Coach Phillips coming up too. So
you've got who do you have for the? You're still with the Rock River Sluggers, right?
Yes.
Who are the coaches for the Rock River Sluggers?
Coach Miner, Kent Miner. His daughter goes to UT.
Okay.
Then we have Paul Plagens. His daughter played on a team, but she's going to be playing volleyball, but he's still going to be coaching. We have Troy coaching, and then we have Becca Ryan's dad, Sean Ryan. He helps out with the team too.
And it's kind of a big family, isn't it? I mean, like Coach John just left. You've known the Nelsons, you've known, the other coaches in the area. You guys are kind of one big family, are you not? I mean, you're competitive on the field, obviously, but you're a big family when it comes to, you seeing each other out and around town. And ASA is a pretty big, tight-knit community.
Yeah, when you join like ASA and then you play for like IHSA, like a lot of people around the area and stuff like that, and you meet a lot of people, and it's just like softball is like a whole nother family for you. And you just have a lot more people, and when on your team and stuff like that, you're around those people like 24/7, and it just becomes like second nature to you. So they're like your new family to you.
Yeah, it's for sporting world is like that in general, but there's a lot of things, especially the off season stuff. Whether it's wrestling with the freestyle and Greco in the off season, you become a tight knit community, or ASA and softball. I mean, the 7-on-7, Blake Davis from Bureau Valley, who won the 7-on-7 national championship. I mean, he's the only one that's not from the Chicagoland area on his team, so you get to know so many people and network with so many different people, and it all helps you in the long run too. So we're going to be right back. We're going to play we're going to run a few more commercials, and we'll be right back to wrap things up with Ashley, and we'll be right back. That's right. Make sure you go check it out. Dan Pearson's page, Illowa.fca.org. That's Illowa.fca.org. Great job. Like I've said just about every week I'm on here, that's kind of the way I got the idea for this show is I wanted to showcase some of the great athletes we have in the area, the great coaches we have in the area. I mean, we are so lucky to be in an area that we have a plethora of great all-state talent. I mean, I've had 5 or 6 all-state football players on. I've got an all-state softball player on today. I've had all-state tennis player and Jack Nitz back in May. I've had you name it. Not to mention the coaches we've had on here. Coach McCullough filled in for me one week and had our track coach, our boys track coach, who did a outstanding job. Well, every year he's been here, he's done an outstanding job with the track program. Had numerous other coaches. Augustana Wrestling coach Todd Thompson came on here, and we are so lucky. You know, the head coach at Augie is Eric Juergens, who was a 2-time national champ for Iowa and a 4-time All-American for Iowa. We are so lucky to have the caliber of coaches and athletes to go out and watch. And I suggest you get out and watch them. Seriously. It's not like, 20, 30 years ago where you just go out and you watch things. I mean, these people are playing year-round, whether it's actually playing softball year-round or we've had baseball players and track athletes that go all over the country and competing on a national level or on their way to school. Hunter Grau, 2-time state champion in wrestling for Geneseo on his way to St. Cloud University up in Minnesota. We are blessed. Get out and watch these kids, whether it's a softball game, whether it's a basketball game, tennis. Jack Nitz was a great tennis player. Moline he was from Sterling, but we've always got great tennis coming out of Moline. So whatever sport you're into, our high school level here is unbelievable. Then throw on top of that, you've got Mr. Chester that came on, the general manager of the Quad City River Bandits. The River Bandits they've had fallen on a little tough time the last week to 10 days, but for the most part, they're still in the hunt for a playoff berth, and they are a pros team. If you living on the other end of town here in Erie, in the listening area, you might want to head over to a Clinton Lumber Kings game. But anyway, get out. The sports we have here are top-notch, top caliber. Ashley here, again, all-state. That best catcher in 2A, right? Right. Best catcher in 2A right here in town. We had John Nelson on, who had 3 all-state players in 2A as well. We've got it, and it's right here. Ashley, is there anybody else that you basically need to give a little shout-out to?
I'd like to give a shout-out to my parents, for being there, and taking me everywhere for my games and bringing me up and helping me through with, the recruiting and stuff like that. And a shout-out to also, last year's seniors, good luck at college, and I hope you guys, do good. And also for the juniors this year at Erie and Provincetown, come to open gyms for softball because it's a huge eye-opener. I mean, anybody coming from Erie and Provincetown that wants to play softball, just come to open gyms in January and February because it really opens up the coaches' eyes, and it's a lot better.
Well, and also get your timing down. I mean, all sports, well, for the most part, all sports rely on timing, but man, baseball and softball, those are 2 big sports that if you come in cold at the beginning of the season, you're not going to be, your average is going to be suffering there for a while. But if you come in right off the bat and you've already had some swings in, you've already had some throws in, you're coming into a situation where you're not coming in cold. You're ready to go. So yeah, get in there. When are the open gyms? Do they have them scheduled yet, or will that be something that comes up?
It'll be something that comes up, but usually our open gyms are always the Sundays. In January and February.
At Erie or Provincetown?
They switch, so in January it'll either be Erie or Provincetown, the next month it'll switch whatever it was in January.
Okay. So you're heading off to Missouri after this year. We're not going to get rid of you yet. We got one more year. I know Coach Nelson was a little bummed when he realized you weren't a senior yet. He goes, she hasn't graduated? So we got you coming back. We're going to enjoy watching. All the games for EP are played in Provincetown, correct?
Correct.
So make sure you get out this spring and head to some Erie Provincetown softball games, Erie Provincetown football games. You need to go to those and take a handheld radio with you and listen to us on the radio as well. But make sure you go to the game and make sure you listen to the game. You can do both. So you don't have to pick one or the other. Make sure you listen to both. But it's been a real pleasure to have Ashley on. We're looking forward to watching you. Do you play any other sports?
No.
So you are a softball player.
Strictly softball.
Just strictly softball. So make sure that you don't miss her senior season this year, and we'll get a chance to catch up, and maybe when you're a all-conference or all-American for in college, we'll have you come back on and tell us how that's going. That's my goal, is to follow all these athletes, no matter what sport they're in, all throughout their high school and the college careers, and find out how you're doing and keep up with you. So we'll definitely keep in touch with you and have you on again. Like I said, when you get to announce that you're All-American, NCAA All-American Division II softball player. How's that?
That sounds great.
All right. We are almost out of time. We'll be back here in a little bit, a few minutes, to do another live remote from Slick Willie in Fulton. Other than that, next week we are going to have on Coach Milam, and he's going to give us a review of what happened the night before and how bad we beat on Bureau Valley, and just tell us what the game plan is for Orion the following week. But anyway, to keep it real, though, Coach Milan's coming on, and I believe he's going to be bringing on a player with him, and we will be talking about the game the night before, that same game that I mercilessly keep plugging that we're going to be having on the radio here at WQUD. So make sure you get in and get some advertisement in here for your business, and we'll be broadcasting all the games and streaming them live. So again, next week, Coach Milam and one of the EP Panther football players will be in, and we'll be talking some EP football. So make sure you join us, and make sure you check out all the other shows. We got a great show, AD in the mornings, every morning, what time does he come in?
7:10.
7 to 10, that's right. I thought he was coming in a little early now, but anyway, 7 to 10. 10 to 2, we have Slick Willie. That time has changed too. No longer is Randy on it too.
No, Randy's on from basically 3:30 to 6.
3:30 to 6, and then you had that one guy. What's his name? Uncle Tim or something like that. He's on from.
He is all-state DJ though.
He's an all-state DJ. He's the what do you call yourself? The
self-proclaimed morale officer.
Self-proclaimed morale officer for WQUD. So he does a great job at nights, and man, I need to find that sheet. Anyway, last night on Friday nights, they have the South of the Mason-Dixon line. What is the Slick Willie's Hardcore Country show?
The jacked up, mudslinging, snuff dipping, camouflage wearing.
Something, yeah, exactly along those lines. And then Saturdays, 10 to noon is this show, and then noon. Johnny Dollar comes in, and he has his show, and then we have a whole weekend kickoff. And I apologize, because I usually have the sheet in front of me so I can run down them, and I couldn't find it today. But anyway, we have a huge experience coming down the line, or huge shows coming down the line, even more so. So make sure you tune in to 105.5 WQUD, or stream us, WQUDFM.com. That's WQUDFM.com, and we will put on some entertainment. We have everything from vintage country to vintage rock and roll, and everything in between. So join us. Well, stay tuned every day, but join us next week for Mort Sports Corner, brought to you by the FCA. And I'm out.